like America, where you just kind of throw people in a pen and you just kind of want to, crack on, put the hammer on them and force them to change. The Plus University, they were free to come and go, so they could run away if they wanted to, but they're staying. And the murderer was even in the kitchen where there was a bunch of butcher knives, and he was, cooking food up for everybody. And Norway has one of the lowest prison rates in the world. I believe I read it was Norway, one of the Scandinavian countries. They were running out of prisoners to fill up their prisons, so they're having to shut them down. They weren't making as much money as the prisons here.
Right. Well, I'm intrigued by that. I think they have a lot to teach us.
Yeah, it feels like we're actively doing people harm because, you smoked a joint, now you're going to go to jail and you're going to be treated like crap, and that just, takes away from your job, takes away from your family. And does it fix it? Did it really fix it? Was there really even a problem to begin with? And you just, if anything, I think you'd be more mad. Wouldn't you be more angry that, like, oh, this is how you're going to treat me? This is how, you think this is acceptable? If anything, it takes away your humanity, right? You're just a tool. Just shut up, do what we say. You're going to be good. You hear me?
Right. I agree. I think our criminal justice system is really broken, as are a lot of other institutions in this country. But Norway is an intriguing example of a different way.
Your universal health care plan that you support is the one that John Conyers had introduced from 2003 to 2017, House Resolution 676.
Right. That was called the Expanded and Improved Medicare for All Act, and it's widely considered the gold standard. I think what the Democrats have done is, one, they changed the bill number, so it's not 676 anymore, and they watered it down, and so it's less good than what John Conyers was introducing for all those years. Basically, his bill would have taken profit out of the healthcare system. Huge parts of it, almost all of it, would have become non-profit. And I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Single payer?
Excellent bill. It was only 11 pages long.
Wow.
So today's Democrats are just less principled and more corrupt than they were when he was in Congress.
Where were you born?
Where?
Yeah.
In Boston. 1956. I'm 62, about to turn 63 in June.
62, 63. What? How much? You feel like you got a lot more life in you? Average lifespan 77, 76.
I have no idea.
You don't have any idea? You seem young and spry to me, so you seem energetic. You seem like you can...
I don't see any point in predicting.
Well, I guess, will you survive the next 4 years if you were elected governor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty optimistic about that.
You take care of yourself? You eat healthy, exercise?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you had fun so far in this year's campaign, or has it been equally frustrating? Okay.
I've been having a great time. I've probably been having more fun than any other candidate. I'm probably in 4th place at the moment in terms of opinion polls among the 4 Democrats, but I'm getting a lot done.
The polls messed up with Hillary, Donald. They messed up with Bevin, Conway, so I don't know if you want to put much stock in those polls. There's
yeah, you're right.
Well, I actually read one poll, and I read 3 polls. I think it's Ballotpedia, and they didn't even list your name on it. And Andy Brashear is just basically trouncing.
Well, I got a poll, and they listed the other 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on the poll.
Yeah, that's, well, I mean,
it's pretty hard to do well if you're not one of the choices.
Well, it just seems like they're picking the candidates before they even present them to the media, and the pollsters are picking the candidates before they even present them to the public.
Exactly right. And the party is doing it.
So you said Edelin and Bashir were crooks. What about the other one? What's the other?
Rocky Adkins.
Atkins,
Well,
yeah.
I think he's a good, strong, honest Democrat like me. And he's from rural Kentucky. And he's a little bit more conservative on a number of issues. But he's not a crook.
He's never discriminated against
I think it's worse to have a democracy-hating, election-rigging crook in the governor's office than it is to have another term of Matt Bevin. If Bashir or Edelin is the nominee, I will not support them at all. I'll support the Libertarian, and I'll continue to fight, to work on my lawsuits, and I'll continue to fight them in court. I'll continue to try to get them indicted by the federal prosecutor in eastern Kentucky. So I'm not going to let up one bit, even if they win on May 21.
They seem like they're being so obvious. Even if you were crooked, I mean, Nixon had the sense to pretend he was fair and, cared about it. It seems like if you're... why be so...
Part of Bashir's standard stump speech is how ethical he is.
Right.
So they're pretending or trying to, but it's not working on me.
The Libertarian is John Hicks. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, that's his running mate. Yeah, I haven't met him, but I've met his running mate, and between Bevin, let's say Andy Bashir, and the Libertarian is the obvious choice.
There's another one. There's a Socialist Workers' Party candidate too, Amy Husk.
Who has gotten, you have to get more than 5,000 signatures. I wasn't aware of her.
I guess that's
about governor?
Yeah, it's, I don't know where I read it. I want to say Ballotpedia or something, or Wikipedia, but,
2019?
2019, Amy Husk. I could be wrong on that.
So that's how airtight the media is. I had not even heard of that person until you just mentioned it.
Well, don't take it as gospel, but I do believe that, I think you should check it out too, because you're saying Libertarian, so I think you might be interested in looking into Amy Husk, see if that might be a direction you want to go to. When I think about...
Sure, but it's really hard to get on the ballot. 5,000 signatures is very hard to get.
Yeah, I helped Ralph Nader get on the presidential ballot in Kentucky. He had to get 5,000 signatures too, so I understand that.
Yeah.
Which is, that's another thing about rigging the election. How are you going to say it's a fair election when you're not even letting independents into the race? How many signatures did you have to get to run as a Democrat?
Well, the minimum was my own and two others.
Three. So if you're a Republican or Democrat, you can run. Go ahead, yes, no problem. Get 3 signatures. But if you're Libertarian, if you're, independent...
Yeah, it's 5,000. Now, Libertarian is at the level where they only need 3 because Gary Johnson did well in 2016. But if the Libertarian for president doesn't do as well, they'll go back to the 5,000 signature deal.
So they made it. Is it a legal thing, or they just the impression?
It's a law in Kentucky that if your presidential candidate does well enough, you can get on any ballot for the next 4 years.
Is it 5% or what?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans. I'm not seeing a socialist as having... Oh, but wait, now we're talking about the primary. Let me check the general.
Okay. What website? The government?
Secretary of State candidate filings.
Yeah.
So they're only... Okay, yeah, I'll try to find it, but... they may only be focusing on the primary right now.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I got like 5 more questions here, and then I'm done. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for answering everything so far.
Well, thanks for calling.
On Wikipedia, I think I was frustrated because they put perennial right next to your name, and when I think about
Who did that?
I essentially I saw how they treated Gatewood. So I think when they put perennial, that's just a person that runs all the time. Nobody takes him serious. Who gives a damn? But if you actually think about the definition of perennial, that's every year. So look at Mitch McConnell. How is Mitch McConnell not a perennial candidate? Even Rocky Atkins.
6 years he runs again.
Yeah, every 6 years. So essentially, if you have
Al Rogers in Eastern Kentucky runs every 2 years.
Yeah.
And he keeps winning, but they never put that word on him.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, why if you have power and you keep running all the time and you take power and then it's okay. But if you're a regular citizen, then it's I don't know. It's frustrating. How do you feel?
It's a form of discrimination.
Yeah, and they said nothing else about you. So, here's Geoff Young, perennial. Maybe mentioned your running mate, but didn't say your issues. Didn't say what you're standing for. Didn't say anything. It didn't even mention anything. So I think it's totally a way to.
That makes me kind of mad.
It should. It's Wikipedia. I always defend Wikipedia, so I'm always frustrated whenever they kind of let me down.
Well, isn't that the thing where you can go in and edit?
Yeah, that's true. I guess I could just. Well, I don't have the broadband internet, but yeah, I guess a person could get in there and put your whole profile up if they wanted. I've written several actually Wikipedia pages, so I don't know, maybe if I get some free time.
I've never written one.
It's I usually copy and paste one of the old ones and then just kind of look at the code and just kind of fill in the blanks. So it's been pretty effective. So, vaccinations. Are you pro-vaccinations?
Oh, I don't really know enough, but in general, yes.
Have you got your shots?
Yes.
The Confederate statues, you're for, how do you feel about them?
No opinion.
Flat Earth, do you believe the Earth
I think they're wrong.
Do you believe the Earth is round? Is spherical?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do believe that.
Okay, and
where did you get these questions?
I guess from the radical friends that I have on Facebook, I see flat Earth, people defending flat Earth way too much, and I feel like that is. If you can't conclude that the Earth is a sphere, you're not really concluding anything. You're not really looking at the world and saying, this is how it is. You're just kind of saying, well, maybe it is, maybe it
I don't
ain't.
believe that the Earth was created 6,000 years ago.
Okay. And last question, if you could go back in time, would you kill baby Hitler?
No.
No? Okay.
I would not. No, I'm not a baby killer.
No, that's good. Jeb Bush, he says, of course, you got to step up. So you're more...
He's wrong.
Yeah, no.
Baby Hitler, I mean, his problems started in his childhood.
Right.
With his father, who was just a tyrant.
Right.
No, I mean, one could ask, well, would you kill Hitler's father? Maybe.
That's a good answer. Cool, man. Anything else you want the world to know?
I'm never going to stop suing these corrupt Democrats until I win.
Good, or fix the system. That would be good for Kentucky if they could just figure out how to actually have a fair debate amongst themselves and have a good conversation and actually say, hey, we care about you, Kentucky voter. Here's a good conversation, a fair and good conversation, which you're deserving of, right? Then you're supposed to love the people, so why would they not? They're kind of treating...
Instead they hammer them with the same ad over and over again, until they begin to hate politics in general.
It almost seems like that's exactly right. It seems like they got contempt for the Kentucky voter. So instead of actually talking to the average folks and, trying to get them, they're just putting these crappy ads, these little 30-second plugs that just, that guy did this and I'm so much better. And that's, how much information can you really get from that? And it just, like you said, everybody's annoyed of them, so they probably turn the channel as soon as the damn thing comes on.
It's tremendous contempt for the voters. And that's something, I have in addition to a vision for Kentucky, I have a vision for the Kentucky Democratic Party that looks nothing like what it is today. It would be a party of peace. It would reject or strongly discourage warmongers to become candidates under the party name. And it would be tremendously fair in the way it administers primaries.
It'd be
the main purpose of a party.
It'd be welcoming and inviting to candidates and voters alike.
Exactly. Yeah. So it would be complete reform of the Kentucky Democratic Party, and I think if it doesn't do that, it's doomed. The Republicans are just going to wipe them out.
So then that means, do you ever think about starting another party? Because if trying to reform a corrupt party, they just don't get it through their thick skulls that they should be, fair and democratic. And if they lose...
I have been there and done that. In 2009 through 2013, I tried to and succeeded in helping getting the Kentucky Green Party organized. And it's still so tiny that it might as well not exist.
Well, if the you're right, because it's super majorities in both houses right now, so it's super Republican right now. The Democrats keep losing. They can't. You're going to keep on voting for a party. I just don't. I think you're right that they would collapse or that they would be inept and that the people would have to go somewhere else.
I don't know, maybe Kansas, some states where Democrats almost cannot be found.
Right.
Kentucky could become just like that.
Well, for right now, the numbers are going down, but for now, there's more Democrats than Kentucky, so that's somewhat hopeful.
Right, and we're losing ground very fast.
Yeah.
Because they cheat.
Yeah, they're cheat. They're neoliberals. They care about the wealthy. They don't care about the working class. They're terrible. They're just terrible, awful human beings. They need to.
Individually, they may be all right, but when they get together, watch out.
That's good. It's a good way to end it. I appreciate this conversation, my man.
Okay, good. Yeah, I hope you can do something with it. Thanks for calling. It's nice talking with you.
Yeah, good luck to you, my man.
I like to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'll probably give you a call again or some other time if some other issues come up. Because I'm doing all the candidate, profiles. Okay. So I'm actually I know Kentucky politics pretty good right now. So. Mhm. So yeah. All right, my man. Good luck to you.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.